Hey everybody, Jay Weitzner, Certified Medical Exercise Specialist and Muscle System Care Provider. It's Wednesday, it's 9:36 p.m. I wanted to share a little bit of my story with you about how I got to where I'm at and how I got to do the stuff I'm doing. So here it is, here's the brief version. I was in college studying psychology, not liking it at all. I disagreed with almost everything I read. It just didn't make sense to me. Across the board, it didn't make sense to me. But I took this one course, and it was called The Physiology of Psychology. And it blew my mind because it was all about the chemical changes, physiological chemical changes that happened when you had different states of mind and you felt different ways, right? So we were basically linking things like, moods with molecules, right? And moods with chemicals. And that's the first time in school, actually in my whole career, that I was kind of interested. So from there, I was working in a gym and I was working at the front desk and I wanted to be a fitness instructor. So at the time at this gym in New Haven, Connecticut, you had to either have a degree or be actively seeking a degree. So I changed my major to exercise science and I started getting a degree and I became a fitness instructor. But here's where it really started kicking in. So I was taking these classes and boy, oh boy, for the first time in my life ever, and I'll never forget this. I was in a class and the first sort of big exam, and here's what happened. They handed out the exam. I looked at the question. I read it. I answered it. I read it. I answered it. I read it. I answered it. I stood up. No one was anywhere near done. No one. I'm sure it wasn't quite this dramatic, but everyone just looked at me. They couldn't believe it. And this was weird for me because I failed 7th grade. I barely made it out of high school. I was not doing so great in college. And all of a sudden, it just made sense. And the body just made sense to me. And it was the craziest feeling. And then it just went on from there. So took a bunch of courses, learned a bunch of stuff, graduated with a degree in exercise science, human performance, realized, man, I didn't know anything. Went back, got a master's in exercise science, started studying exercise mechanics through a really amazing organization called RTS. And when I was working in this gym, I was the guy that when anyone would come in and they wanted a trainer, and they were hurting and they couldn't move well, they had a lot of problems, I was the guy they sent them to, right? So that happened. And I've been in this industry 23 years now or so. So from there, I just kept having questions and questions and questions. Then I got turned on to more and more stuff. And my whole career, I kept learning things that really contradicted the status quo in the fitness industry. Things like, all these rules. When you squat, don't let your knees go past your toes. And I'm learning, yeah, that may not matter, right? Stuff like that. And always let the bar touch your chest. And I'm learning, yeah, that's not really how it works. And there's lots of stuff. So my whole career, I've been really, really used to learning things that contradicted what Muscle and Fitness said, what all the newspapers or the magazines were saying, what all the trainers were saying. So it's been an uphill battle ever since. But my God, it's led to some really amazing results and led me to ask more and more questions. And it led me to where I am today, which is studying this whole idea of muscle system care, largely under the tutelage of a fellow named Greg Mack in Ohio. And this is where I'll bring this one video to an end because it can go on forever. But this idea, I tell you, that when your muscle system doesn't work right, you very well may not feel good. And I got to tell you, from myself personally, from literally feeling like a bone was broken to not being able to take a deep breath and thinking I need inhalers and stuff, to my clients coming in, whether they have Parkinson's or they have CP, whether they've had some other stuff going on with them, to whether they're golfers and they can't get their arms back, to all this stuff, right? To some people that are in really a lot of pain, to some people that aren't in a lot of pain, but they just don't move the way they want. And the commonality with the people I see are, we need to find out throughout their muscle system, the things that are not working up to spec, we say have a high quality, we can identify in their muscle system those aspects that don't have a high quality and then interface with that client, work with that client to get their muscle system to have a high quality, they may very well feel much better, feel great, feel like everything's okay again. And they may move totally different because remember, the only thing that moves you is your muscle system. Nothing else does it. So on my side of things, I'm not interested in restrictions. I don't care about things that are holding you back, things that are too tight, things that hurt too much. I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about the alignment you're in. I'm not going to blame it on your alignment. I only care about, is the system working right? Can we get it working better? And if we can, there's a shot you may feel just fine. So anyway, that's a little bit about me, a little bit more about what I do, my perspective anyway. I'm going to eat dinner and then eat something else and then go to bed. All right, bye guys.